Hey there friends, Foster the Canadian here, playing Infinity Slayer on Complex, and I figured I'd let you guys in on something that is fairly near and dear to my heart, which is, anyone want the ghost? Hello? That's not what's near and dear to my heart, but, yeah, usually everyone runs for the ghost. I'm kind of surprised that, oh, it was just left there for me for that double kill. Oh, you're going down too, buddy. Anyway, what's near and dear to my heart, and always has been since I was a kid, is buying M-rated games. I know it sounds weird saying that was near and dear to my heart since I was a kid, but it really was, and here's why. Now, I started buying, or playing M-rated games far before I was recommended age to do so, as I believe many of you were as well. And even Halo. The first Halo came out before I was legally able to buy it on my own. But that's what this is really all about, the experience of buying an M-rated game. As a kid, it was always a do-or-die type of scenario for me. I knew I couldn't get my mom to buy the game for me because, you know, she was up to date on what was considered good for my age to be playing, so, you know, I wasn't getting Grand Theft Auto from my mom, so I'd always have to figure out a way for me to do it. So I'd save up my money and get up the courage to go to the local game store and attempt to buy an M-rated game. At this point, you know, my heart is pounding, I can see the game I want laying on the shelf just ready for me to pick it up, take it home, and start playing the heck out of it. So I walk up to it, wandering past the games rated E and all the way up to the game that I want. And, you know, when you're in a game store trying to buy an M-rated game and you are visibly younger than you should be for it, you always try to act like real cool and casual. Meanwhile, your heart is pounding, you're sweating, you think everyone's staring at you. And you walk up to the counter, and the clerk looks at you and looks at the game, and that's the moment right there. Time freezes. This is it. Either you walk out of there in shame, tail between your legs, or you get to play what you have been waiting for months. Now, I always have an excuse on hand on how I didn't see the rating or, you know, whatever. But, you know, the clerk always tells me, you know, that will be $70, $60, however much the game is. And boom, success. I've got the game. I'm going home. No questions asked. And that adrenaline rush, there is nothing like that. When you get that M-rated game and you're like 14 years old, you're running home with it, you're so excited, you pop it in, you start playing, you start kicking ass, and it is the greatest time ever, especially when, you know, you get to school afterwards and you're bragging to your friends and you're like, guess what game I've been playing all night? It was Grand Theft Auto. I'm just so excited, you know? Or, let's see, what was another big one? Oh, actually, I've got a story that I'll get to about one of the times that I actually did get called out by a clerk, you know, that I'm not allowed to play the game. That I'll get to that. Some of the best stories for me are buying the M-rated games and just that excitement that I had. But then you get to an age which it's legal to finally buy M-rated games, which I believe is 17 years old, if I'm not mistaken. It might be different in your country, wherever you're from. I know in the UK, I think it's 18. Or maybe that's how it is in America. I'm not entirely sure. I just know for me it was 17. And it's less exciting. You know, you walk up to the counter and it's just sort of business. Like, yeah, here's the game I want. You know, you're going to card me or not. Doesn't matter. I've got my card here. I'll get this game. You get home, you pop it in, and, you know, it's usually a great game, but it doesn't have that same appeal that it did when you were just a kid getting an M-rated game. And one of the times that it didn't work out for me, I must have been maybe 15, 14 years old, and Fable: The Lost Chapters came out. I already had first Fable, the Fable without the DLC, The Lost Chapters, whatever you want to call it, vanilla Fable. And I loved the heck out of that game. I played it every which way that you could. And when I heard The Lost Chapters was coming out, I got so excited, you know, more Fable for me. And it didn't, you know, the original Fable, I bought into more of the hype than I probably should have. But it was still a great game to me, regardless. And The Lost Chapters came out. I'm really excited. I actually had to travel via SkyTrain, which is basically, if you don't know what a SkyTrain is, it's a monorail. We just call it a SkyTrain here in Vancouver. Maybe it's a Canadian thing, I don't know. But it was like a 40-minute travel through SkyTrain to get to the mall to get the game. So, first off, I save up all my money. You know, it's a very rainy day. I'm all excited. I'm going to the mall. I'm gonna die. Crap. Oh man, I thought I was gonna get a double kill there. I don't know. I just felt confident. Anyways, I was confident. I was going to go get Fable Lost Chapters. I already bought Fable, so I figured, you know, I'm going to the same store. They're probably gonna recognize me or something. I had no trouble whatsoever buying Fable. I get to the store. I see the game there, and I think it was even on sale. So I'm like, yes, and I'm gonna have money to go get pizza or, you know, whatever, chocolate bars. And I get to the counter. I hand him the game. He looks at me, and he says, "Alright, I'm just gonna need to see your ID now." And he did it in the snarkiest way possible. It was like that, I know that you're not gonna be playing this tonight kind of way. And, you know, I tried to make up every excuse I could. Oh, you know, my ID is not on me. I didn't have one at the time. I had, maybe, like, my school card that said clearly that I was in, like, 10th grade or whatever. And, it must have been even earlier than that. And I'm trying to word my way around it, you know, sweet talk him a bit, just be like, well, you know, yeah, maybe I'll come in next time with my ID, and, you know, I have money, you like money, maybe I'll throw in some extra money. I didn't actually try to bribe him, maybe I should have, but he goes, no, I'm sorry, I can't sell this to you without your ID. So, you know, I walk out of the store, and my first thought is, alright, maybe, my mom knows about Fable. She knows it's not like a hardcore M-rated game, it's just Fable. So, I'll call her, and she'll come help me buy it. And no one's home. No one picks up the phone. So I'm waiting there in the mall for like an hour for someone to pick up the phone. And by the time someone does, I see that the store starts to close. And that is a crushing moment right there. That's when you have to just commit to the loss and realize that, you know, I'm going to have to wait however long to get Fable Lost Chapters. But that's the downside. That's what you're afraid of. And it's that fear that makes getting the game that much sweeter. I know I probably shouldn't be advocating, you know, selling M-rated games to underage kids, but who are we kidding here? 90% of people I meet on Halo and Call of Duty, there's no way they're 17 or older. There is no way. They're trash-talking little squeakers, and we all know it. But it's kind of weird for me to say that because I know I was one of them at one point, and that it was the greatest thing in the world. I remember every day sneaking over to my friends to play like Duke Nukem, or what else was there at the time? Doom 3, when that came out, that was big, that I'd sneak over, freaking beat up this wall here because that ticked me off and I'm trying to hide it with my story. I'm wondering, did you guys have this kind of experience that I did when you were younger? Were you always this excited to get an M-rated game? I know Halo 4 just came out. Maybe some of you had an experience with that. Because, oh, look at that double kill right there. Reflexes, jumping over the ghost, too. But it was something that really sticks out to me in my mind, is that adrenaline rush. Probably the best memory that I had from buying an M-rated game would be, let's see here. Oh man, I'm drawing a blank right now. I know there were a lot. It's not really about the game. That's the whole point of this, though. It's not about the game as much as it is the experience of getting the game. And that's always just been something that's been really cool to me. And I'd like to share that with you guys, and maybe you have similar stories that I'd love to hear. So let me know. Oh, and let's just get this guy right here. Oh, yeah, spray and pray. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh wait, yes, there we go. I'm not sure why that reminded me of this. I have a really a great story about a kid that was in the store trying to buy an M-rated game recently. That was the funniest little kid of all time, and I really want to tell the story. I'm glad I remembered before this game is ended. But there's this kid at the EB Games, my local EB Games, and he was trying to buy some. I think it was like The Witcher. He was trying to buy this game, and he must have been 9 or 10 years old. And he goes to the counter, he goes, "Hey, sup, I want to buy this game." And he's got like this, he's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to make his voice sound deeper, but it's like that really, hey, this job stealing my kill and then running over my body there, buddy. Anyway, he's trying to make his voice deeper or something, and the guy at the counter looks at the game and he goes, "This is the game that you want to buy right here." And the kid goes, "Yeah, I want to buy that game." And he goes, "Do you know what this game's about?" And the kid goes, "Yeah, I know what that game's about. Sell me the game." And, you know, I'm looking at the PlayStation Vita section, just sort of chuckling, just trying not to make eye contact, but still listen in. And the guy goes, "I can't sell you this game unless you have ID that shows that you're over the age of 17. And the kid goes, "Do I look like I'm over 17 years old? I just want to buy the game." The guy goes, "We can't sell you the game. I'm really sorry. Maybe if you get your parents in here." And he goes, "Son of a bitch." And he slaps the counter and he storms out. And the clerk just sort of is looking at me like, did that just really happen? Did that kid just say "son of a bitch" and slap the counter and run off? And I don't know, that was just one of the funniest things that I've ever seen in NEB games. This 9-year-old kid trying to buy The Witcher, and he got so pissed off. And it was one of those times where normally I'd kind of root for the kid, like, come on, get the game, you can do it, kid. But he was being kind of snobby about it. He wasn't kind of sharing the whole M-rated game experience that I had. He was just kind of a little prick that wanted to play a game that he really shouldn't be playing. So it was funny to see him get rejected like that and storm out in anger. Good gravy. Shielding. Ugh. So I thought I'd share that story with you guys and let you guys know my opinion on buying M-rated games back when I was a kid. And once again, if you have any stories, let me know. So, stuck him too late. Anyways, another thing I'd like to let you guys know is you should follow me on Twitter because I'm going to be posting when I'm playing Halo 4. And if you guys want to play with me, that's probably the best way to actually jump in because I'll post, playing Halo 4, anyone want to jump in, here's my gamer tag. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, I really would appreciate a like or even a story of what you guys think. And until next time, this is Foster the Canadian saying 2060 I win positive!